Hello everyone and welcome back to Beeftoria. We're at the dawn of what might be the worst time of our colony. Well, 5 more days until the drought ends, and then we will see if this area, where we have basically the overflow of the water going into the bad water, and then through our water wheels. We'll see if that will work or if that will ultimately destroy us. Oh well, we'll see. There are a couple more things that we obviously need to take care of. By a couple, I mean there is a ton. And I think the first one that would probably be wise to do is unlock a new resource, specifically dirt. Dirt, well, it will help us massively to expand our workable land. Specifically, I am thinking we're moving our food production from over here to over there. So the way this could work, and I'm saying could very deliberately, is that we kind of use tunnels through here, over there, and then have a terrace layout for the food production. Not only do I think this could work, but also I think that could look quite nice. But we'll see how far we get. So for the dirt excavation, we need a good spot to actually do this. And I'm honestly thinking down here could be quite a nice spot. It would also give the whole area here a little bit of like overflow capacity. Hopefully we don't need it, but we will see. We do have the science for our dirt excavator, 2000 science. We have almost 7, so that's pretty awesome. And of course, it is way too big. I thought it was only 4 wide, not this much. Okay, so back to the drawing board. I mean, we could still try to place it here. If we place it like that, we will need to remove a little bit of area here. I kind of like the idea that it's out of the way. We also have... we can't actually tap into the power area right there. So maybe this is not the right spot. So let's have a look a little bit further. What if we place it, for example, here? Kind of the same principle, just one further up. The power, we should be able to get that up there without too much trouble. And it is close to our mine, which I think will ultimately be quite useful. So let's do that instead. The first thing we need to do is we actually need to get up here. That means some staircases up there. And then we're gonna plan out the rest. All right. Dirt excavator. If we go ahead and plan to place it like this, we need to go into the mountain by 1. And I think it would be nice to have this go down by 1. So if we explode this, we can put our main entrance here, and then it will be level with our mine. And then we need the double explosives over here. No. You need to be triple. And then as well, actually we need to dig these out, but these should very likely be double. And then we also unlock the triple explosives, 1200 science. Yep, sure. There we go. And then they can work on this. Do we have everything that we need? We have a ton of explosives. We do not have any extract. We do have extract. Why do I not see the... Oh, there it is. We have a ton of extract. So never mind. We have plenty of stuff. All right, can already detonate the ones down here. We will need to remove the path. No, not the water wheel. The path down here. And then we will also need to make sure that we can actually build this up. So our entrance will be here. And then from there, we need the... actually, let's just keep it like that. I was just wondering if we should try to place this underneath, but I'm honestly not entirely sure if the power connection would work from underneath there. And that was obviously not enough, which means I probably just wasted that material. Alright, destroy you again. Need to explode you one down, and all of you need to go one down. And then we're just gonna have a look first if that actually matches the amount of space that we need. We should also put a storage facility for metal somewhere a bit closer. Where are they taking all of it? Oh, that's just scrap metal. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, it would probably be good to have a little bit of scrap metal storage around, so we can kind of work with that. All right, so let's have a look for the dirt excavator. And if we're placing it like this, yeah, we do need to remove that area as well. That just means I did not plan this through very well. Oops. I hope you guys forgive me. It is still early in the morning. So, yeah. Anyways, let's place our additional staircases down here. And we'll make sure that we're going to remove all of this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 levels high. Quickly remove this again so they don't actually place it. Which means triple dynamite on both of these. And then we might need to add another single dynamite at the bottom. Now, since we can place our explosives from up here, I feel a bit more confident now about placing our levee system right there, as well as the power shafts that go back in. So one on top there and there. And we'll make sure that these are the highest priority, because I would love for them to be just done. All right, another single dynamite in. Highest priority. And that should ultimately, I'm hoping at least, do the trick for us. We need to make sure then that we're also connecting in here properly. Makes me wonder if we should have a few more charging stations there, because having our bots work the dirt excavator would actually be really nice. Oh, look at that. That fits perfectly. Yep, let's unlock it. Now, for the power, we do have these charging stations down here, and they would actually be plenty, to be honest. However, we also need storage, and that will be the large industry store piles. We could place them on top of here for the dirt, but dirt doesn't need to be that accessible, I would say. So instead, we're just gonna go ahead and place 2 over here. Let's actually move this one further back, so we can make sure that if we wanted to, we could go 1 level further up with our staircases. So, meaning we connect you up, and I guess just like, don't even need that, to be honest. All right. So if we wanted to build this up, 1 spiral staircase in this direction, and then we're already right there at the next level. This stores 180 dirt. So that's a good starting point. I'm gonna replace you immediately with bots, but not actually 4 of you is fine. And I will actually go ahead and place that second level in as well. Because yeah, we'll just need, I want to be able to store a good amount more dirt for our beavers, which will make that quite useful. All right, let's actually go one higher as well. And we should be able to duplicate. Oh, right. I forgot. Pause. Yes, and yes. And then we're gonna go ahead and duplicate the entire building with the settings. Just like that. Okay. Still need to go one level further up. Just so we have that connection. But with the new spiral staircases, life has gotten so much easier. There we go. Staircase in. Halfway through there. And yes, I could have... No, I was just going to say I could have had the pathway out on this side, but no, that's actually not possible. All right. So, dirt is coming in. There will be, like I said, a lot of restructuring of this area. That will ultimately be quite good for us. It might also be worthwhile trying to figure out how we can simplify the fluid dump up here and remove that one beaver from doing the work. But we'll see how this goes at some point. For now, let's focus on what we really need to do. Why do you not have access? Oh, right, you're still building the staircases. One more log. We have 376 of them, so that shouldn't be an issue. Could also go ahead and wrap up building all the power wheels down here. I guess it is something that we should be tackling anyways, so let's go ahead and slowly, one after another, make sure we can actually connect this up. All right. Once this is in, we also need the power connection on this side. And that will be the last one, because then those two are also in the power system, supplying us with what we need. In the meantime, fresh water is coming back in, topping this up and hopefully making our farm up there resume a little bit faster. While this was a nice idea placing this up here, in terms of water supply, it's just a bit rough. As the drought comes in, all of this will obviously go down. So yeah, not the best call, so to speak. Now wish, and I know there's a mod, I wish I knew how high all of this was. In terms of like global coordinates. So instead we kind of need to estimate. And I think if we have a water outlet here, that would probably be a good location, which means we're going to remove all that dirt here. And use this level basically as our base level for our farms. Just so I remember, I'm gonna put a farm here, but put it on pause so they don't build it. And then I need to make sure our beavers can get up here. Now, we might just start on this side and then work our way through. So let's unlock our terrain block, mostly because I do think it's the cheapest one to work with. And then we'll place our spiral staircase. I do love the spiral staircases. They make life so much easier. But yeah, we're placing them all up here. And then the next thing that we're going to do is remove all those trees. Same with the stuff down there. These will also need to go. And then we'll take it from there. All right. Yeah, I think that is starting to look very promising. Already put the power wheel in there. Now let's have a look. We do have our plank situation plenty. Our gear situation is okay. And since we don't really need, oh, it's actually just planks and logs. Logs is also doing all right. So let's place the next one. And actually have a double check. 70. We would need to place 2 more. So 3 in total. That would use up all of our wood. But I think that's actually okay. Because for the near future, we'll be focusing mostly on destroying things rather than building things up. Why are you guys not focused on chopping these down? All right. It died. Yep. All right, there they go. Okay, we do also have 3 more bots. So we can actually replace a few more beavers with bots. I think the bad water pump is a good one. And the explosive factory has already been replaced. You guys have been replaced. Oil press could be useful. Or actually just the water pumpers, to be honest. Actually, you should already be replaced. Like a long time ago. There's something to be said about looking into the mechanical fluid pump. Because if we add that up here, we could free up the worker slot right there and don't need to think about it ever again. Which, as you guys probably know by now, I'm a big fan of being able to just ignore stuff. Food is looking okay, not great. So we might also just resume the hydroponic gardens, and I think both of them is fine. I guess technically you're supposed to make algae. So we're going to unlock these. We do have now a little bit of work area there. Yeah, I unlocked these, but never placed the pathway system up. Excellent. Right. Let's see. You definitely need to be there. Could go around the corner here, or actually you need to no. Let's not try to overcomplicate this. We'll figure this out. So if I place you here, put a double on top of you, that makes sense. And then we're connecting all of this up with paths and single platforms. One more, there we go. And then go in here. Now with the algae, we also then need a food factory. So algae needs oil, algae, and logs to make the food rations. We are producing the canola oil, so we just need to find a good spot. Have I forgotten a path connection? No. All right, that's just the top one, and that one's waiting for the spiral staircase. Okay. So I'm going to slow this down. The water is overflowing here. Exactly how I hoped it would work. Need to keep an eye on how much it raises, because technically there's at the moment only one pathway out, but I gave it a little bit of extra space in the front, which hopefully should help. It does seem to be flowing a little bit faster, like down the waterfalls, but in terms of height, I think it's actually doing okay. Yeah, I think so. And with that, we will not have any flooding issues here anymore. So that solution really worked, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, next thing before I forget, back here, let's make sure you guys are connecting this up. And we could actually flatten this out, but I don't think It would look probably better. All right. Let's have a quick pathway up here. And then I guess you can just be a normal staircase, a little bit more resource efficient. And the next thing we're also gonna do is we're flattening this out to allow us to place a few more trees down, which I think will also be quite beneficial moving forward. Right, so single dynamite across the entire range here. And then we could flatten, and I think we will actually flatten this out to this level. So that means we'll also place triple dynamites all the way up here, all the way to the end of the map, and then double dynamite all the way along here. Right. This means our beavers will be busy in terms of building all of this up. This looks still exactly how I was hoping for, which is pretty awesome. Power supply skyrocketed 24,000. That's a bit insane, but you know, happy to see. And like I said before, we now need to figure out where we're actually going to place our food factories. Now, we haven't gotten our power supply all the way up here, which is something that would probably be worthwhile tackling. For one, it'd be great to have the the automatic fluid pump up here, like I mentioned before. And then we could actually place our food factories up here as well. Now, considering we're moving some of our food over here, that is just something to keep in mind. So, but one food factory on top of there would probably be actually quite nice. So if we were to place you here, we would not be able to get in, but we could just add another level of stairs on top of there, which I think would solve that issue. Now, we do have power over here, and that power could technically be moved from here one level up. What would be the best pathway for this? What if instead of going up, we're actually going down one level from here? We should be able to connect the power in. In this faction, we do not have the vertical power shafts. The power shaft tunnels, whatever they are called. Which means I will need to remove one of these anyways to actually get over into this area right there. But if we do, we would be able to move this actually 2 levels back and then connect it all the way to here. And that still leaves us a bit more space for added either like breeding pods or other single level deep pieces of equipment. All right, actually didn't need to place those two. So these we can remove. I'm also gonna make sure that we're high prioritizing this one, just so we get those out of the way. And then we need to explode these out, which are 4 levels deep. So we'll start with the level 3 dynamite right there. Okay. First level up here is in. So let's explode these out. Making sure they can still get to everything, which shouldn't be a problem. Also gonna set these to the highest priority, so they just get done. I forgot why we do have this here. I guess we'll just replace you with a cassava. So it will look a little bit nicer together. All right. Water looking good. Bad water looking okay. Not too bad, not too bad. With the regular water gone, we're actually dropping to about 40% of our initial power supply. That's just something important kind of to keep in mind moving forward. All right. Almost done with that corner here, which is awesome. And again, once this is sorted, I will add a few more oak trees along the back here. And then we will see if we can actually, how far we can connect this up to the corner of the map. All the way. Very nice. Okay. You can go. And then we're already placing oak trees all the way to the end. Load you away. More here. And that means basically we are done up here. Pretty awesome. So let's now go ahead and explode these out. Need to remove that top staircase here. Double dynamite in. Let's make sure this is on highest priority so we get this done. At the same time, where are they? You should actually high prioritize these as well. And this basically is all, this path is already in here. So that is pretty awesome. So temporarily we are going to remove the charging station here. Add another level of tunnels underneath. There we go. Nice priority for these as well, just so we can keep this moving. All right. Could have actually left this in, and then built on top, basically. Oh well. It won't hurt us. We do have the dirt now as well, so we should be easily able to recover that lost space. With all the tunnels, we do what we always do. We're going to recover our material. Well, because ultimately, why not? There we go. You can go, you can go. And then we place our power shafts in. One vertical one here, vertical one there. I guess actually I could leave this open and just go one further back. Just again, for more charging stations, if we decide to place them overall. All right, here we go. You are in. Place the single level power shaft and vertical one here. Power shaft connecting up this way. Exploding you guys up. One more level one, and then we're starting to build up until we are exactly here. All right, that actually seems to be doing pretty okay. Now I would like to reclaim some of the area up here for potential buildings as well. And I think the best way of doing this is to go ahead and put down some of these. But you are not tall enough. We would need to go one higher. But maybe we won't reclaim them. But it was a nice thought. All right. All of that is coming in. We should be able to, without a problem, I think, put in the charging station again right here. Highest priority. And then once all of this is built, we will have power moving all the way up there. Just in time. Well, just in time. The algae will take a lot longer to actually just get done. In the meantime, let's clean this up. Remove the staircases here and here. single dynamite on top. Highest priority, and once this is out, we can place the double dynamite all over the place. I'm wondering, now I did pick this as the first exit area, so to speak, but maybe we should actually go one higher. What if we leave this as the first exit area? I kind of like the idea, to be honest. All right, for now, make sure we have the highest priority for the, or place the dynamite in and then have them sort this out. Now, if we do this, let's actually figure this out once we explode this up, where we would end up back here and kind of what level we are talking about. Makes me wonder a little bit. I mean, I could actually move, if I move U1 over, I can fill up this area, but I will lose some of the area back here, which might not be ideal. Just this one strip up here seems a little bit like a waste. But I guess it's overall okay, not too bad. Right, they're almost done with the dynamite here. Pretty awesome. Our dirt supply is going up massively. Sweet. Again, we should probably think about some storage for our scrap metal, which we might just... Where should we put that? I mean, somewhere closer to smelters. But at that same point, it might be worthwhile now moving all of our smelters closer to the mine. And if we are doing that, obviously the place to build it would be around here. I'm also thinking we are wasting a bit of space back here. So what if we remove these? And then place a bit more dynamite down. One here. Well, I can actually load all of this out. And double dynamite along. Nope, not here, not here. Just one here. Right. Make sure you guys are on the highest priority. We'll temporarily disconnect our efficient mine, but that is okay. Since they are building this over here already. Tells me this is done. Dynamite is still very satisfying in this game. Alright, there we go. And one single dynamite here to clean this up. In the meantime, they have built all of that. Well, let's go ahead and explode you. We're gonna explode these out. They don't quite know where to go. Actually, they do know where to go. We still have the connection on the other side, which is pretty awesome. Go ahead. Yeah. Yep. Oh, come on. Too eager to place this. There we go. And then we add our pathway system through there. Actually, not through there, through here. Delete you. Make sure, if we do that though, we will not have the connection to this place. But that we can also sort easily enough. There we go. Staircase down. Will we be able to get to the next level easily? Maybe not easily, but we will be able to do it. Yeah, I'm not too worried. That's for us to we'll be able to figure this out. And then we can put our large industrial stockpiles here, set you to store scrap metal, clone this over, and then make sure it is connected in. All right. There's priority on this one, so that is sorted. Then we detonate this up. And our puff system also needs to go up into this corner so they can deal with the logs back there. Also need to already make sure we have a pathway up here, all the way to the top. Place our staircases, one here, one there, and a spiral one right next to it. That will then allow us to get to all the trees back here and just kind of clear out this entire area and explode it away. And that, I think, actually is looking like a pretty decent first level for our new terraced farming land. But that is way beyond the scope of this episode. So I'm going to call it an episode. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.